Hi friends, this is Anju. Hope you're doing great. Today we shall see how I make my pineapple upside down cake. This cake has caught my fancy from a very young age. My mom used to bake this cake when we were kids, and my brother and I used to love it. It is a classic on its own. The beauty of this cake is that it doesn't require any frosting. The frosting is kind of baked into it. You just have to turn it upside down. The way my mother used to make it was slightly different. She used to cream the butter and sugar separately and do the things the prescribed way. I just do it in my shortcut method. This is a super quick method, perfect for our busy lifestyle. I'm just using my blender to do the mixing to simplify the process. Over the years, I have tried many options for the yummy caramelized pineapple topping. My mom used to caramelize sugar and make it while we were kids. I have tried several other options like using brown sugar, coconut sugar, jaggery, etc. I must say, all have turned really good. The latest trial was using jaggery, and I must say it tasted amazing. I'm wondering why I didn't think of it earlier. This cake is easy to bake, it looks great, and it tastes heavenly. Most of my close friends and not so close friends would have tasted my pineapple upside down cake sometime or the other. So you can see I still fancy this cake. So without further ado, let's check out the recipe. For making pineapple upside down cake, we shall prepare the topping first. For that, I heat my pan and add a quarter cup of butter. Then I add half a cup of powdered jaggery. You may use light or dark brown sugar instead. Actually, you can just heat the butter and the jaggery in the same pan as the one you're going to bake the cake. I don't prefer doing it that way, that's why I'm using a thick bottom pan to do it. If you don't want to wash one more pan, you can just simply mix the butter and jaggery and apply a coat on the cake pan. As we bake the cake, the jaggery will anyway melt and give the same effect. I like to do it this way so that I can arrange the pineapple slices on a uniform smooth base. I also add in a tablespoon of water. The jaggery has melted well. We're going to transfer it onto our cake pan. I'm just greasing the sides with some butter to be extra safe. You don't have to grease the bottom part because we're going to pour this butter mixture into it. This is what becomes a caramelized topping once baked that makes this pineapple cake super yummy and irresistible. Now we shall arrange the pineapple slices on this. I'm using canned pineapple slices. You may use fresh pineapple slices for the same. Arrange it beautifully depending on the shape of your cake pan. Now place a cherry onto the center of each pineapple piece. Now you can see why I prefer using canned pineapples for this cake. You may decorate it with more cherries if you prefer to do so. One tip to get your perfect pineapple upside down cake is to blot the wet pineapple slices before using it. I find that the excess liquid creates an unpleasantly wet cake. Our topping is ready. Now we can proceed to make the batter. For that I am taking 1 1/4 cup of refined flour. I am adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder and let us sift it and keep it aside. Now into my blender jar, I am going to add the wet ingredients needed for my cake. Make sure to use the ingredients in the room temperature for a perfect cake. I am adding in 50 grams of butter. I am using salted butter. Add in half a cup of juice from the canned pineapple. 1/4 cup of cold pressed sunflower oil. I am breaking in 2 large eggs. I am going to powder 1 cup of sugar and add it in. The powdered sugar is also considered as wet ingredient itself as it would just dissolve in the liquid. Add 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Now I am going to close the blender and blend the wet ingredients well. It would hardly take 10 seconds. As you can see, it is blended well. Next is a crucial step which would decide how soft our cake would turn out. We're going to add the sifted flour which we have kept aside. Make sure you just give the shortest time span in the blender. We just want to mix the ingredients until combined. This is a very important tip because what happens is when you add in the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, carbon dioxide is produced. That is what makes our cake to fluff up and become soft. So if we beat even a little longer, all the air bubbles would be destroyed and as a result we would get a flat cake. So make sure to keep the blending as short as possible. As you can see, the ingredients have combined well. Now let us transfer it immediately to the prepared cake pan. Just give a few gentle taps to release big air pockets. I'm going to bake it at 180 degrees centigrade for about 40 minutes. It has been 40 minutes. Let's check on the cake. It's baked really well. Give it a few minutes to cool slightly if you have the patience. I usually don't have the patience. Run a knife through the sides to make sure it loosens up. Now take a plate and keep it on top of the cake tin and carefully turn it upside down. Give a few taps on top of the pan to make sure the cake detaches from the pan and is transferred onto a plate. Wow, it has come out really well. You can see it. This is one of my all-time favorites. It is an absolutely delicious cake. The pineapple upside down cake tastes best when it is freshly baked. Of course, you can wait till it cools down. Once cooled, cut it into pieces and enjoy. I'm sure you'll love its unique texture, especially the caramelized pineapple topping. It's nice and light, as you can see. I just can't wait to dig into it. So guys, hope you like this recipe. Do try it out and let me know in the comment section. Also, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more such yummy recipes. So until I see you with another recipe, keep smiling, cook, enjoy.